Mather, who founded the Manchester City first ever women's team, and he was the first coach as well. And it's a derby on Saturday, so who better to ask a few questions, a little bit about the history of the Manchester City women's team, and believe me, he's got plenty of stories to tell you, and some of them for another time, and some of them for late at night, I believe, after the watershed. But I'll meet with Jenny, and we'll both be asking him some questions. So without further ado, let's get cracking.
Right.
So Neil, how does it feel? And we've got the stadium in the background. How does it feel to have the women's derby at the Etihad Stadium this weekend?
Frankly, a little bit surreal, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously, over the last few years, this sort of thing has been growing and growing and growing, and I kind of expected, obviously, that one day they would have to play some games at the Etihad. What's impressive is the potential attendance.
Yeah.
But for me, as someone who started it out and thinking back to those days, to think that it'd finish up in a stadium like this, in a position like this with the professionals and things like that, it's quite weird in a way, but equally exciting, hugely exciting, because when I started the women's football, I would have loved to have seen my team playing here.
Yeah.
It would have been a great honour for my team to play in a stadium like this, and it's something that we always dreamt of and never thought would happen. So it's a thrill. It's a massive thrill. I can't wait for tomorrow.
I mean, just to let people know, I mean, you started you founded the women's team over 30 years ago.
Yes, 1988 it started, and actually now September 2019 is the 30th anniversary of it actually being joining the league and playing competitive football. So it sort of coincides. It's sort of like it's a nice way. It's sort of fallen that this game was falling in the 30th anniversary of City's competitive, debut, if you like. Yeah.
When we talked about the prospective attendance on Saturday, there's people estimating that it'd be between 20 and 30,000 tickets sold for this game, and the previous record attendance at any Women's Super League game is well under 6,000. I mean, how has the women's game come so far so quickly that we can reasonably expect an attendance of over 20,000?
I've spoken to people within the club, like Gavin Makel as an example, and in 5 years it's grown. I mean, when City relaunched in 2014, became professional, I think even in 5 years ago, if you'd have said to Gavin five years ago, do you think that you'll be playing in front of 20,000 people? He'd have said no. I think that's too. So the growth in 5 years has been astronomical. I think there's two reasons. Number one, I think what City did 5 years ago, set the bar way higher than it's ever been set before. I think City came out, threw the gauntlet down and said, this is how women's football should be. It should be professional. You should treat the players in exactly the same way as you treat the male counterparts. They should train in the same way. They should have the same level of coaching, the same level of analysts, the same level of physiotherapy, same level of sports science. Everything should be the same. And other clubs then had to go, well, we've got to pick that up and go with it, because if we don't, City are going to leave us all behind. And Arsenal, Chelsea, and even abroad, even into Europe, Lyon, Barcelona, all the top clubs, Wolfsburg, have all had to go, you know what, we have to match them. And I think the growth has been huge and quick because of City. I think I don't think anybody gives City the credit that they deserve in regards to, by doing what we did, we've made everybody else go, we've got to do that, and we've got to match that. And the whole game has gone flying upwards because of Man City. The other reason, of course, in this country is the success, or albeit not winning anything, of the women's team in getting to semi-finals of the major tournaments, the World Cup, the Euros, the World Cup again. I think the national team, as was proven with the rugby union success in the World Cup. If your national team's doing well, the whole game gets a boost. So I think the national team doing well has really given a boost to the whole game, the whole women's game, and taken on to another level. And I think this game takes it to another. I mean, each time with women's football, it's a step. There's another step. There's another step. It's back that bit better, that bit better. Tomorrow takes it to another level. Saturday, I should say, takes it to another level again. Another level again. And now we've got to 20,000. The question is, can you get to 30,000? Can you get a sellout? You know, and if you'd have said to me 5 years ago, will that happen? I'd have gone, no chance. If you say to me now, do you think there'll be a sellout in 5 years? Yeah, I do now, because I think it's taking great strides year by year.
Even the men can't sell out the stadium.
No.
So all the fans tell us.
Yeah, well, although we know that's not true. But I think you will see games being sold out in men's stadiums. You will start to see that happen. I think long term, I think you'll see that happen.
And it deserves to happen.
And it deserves that. Why not? Why wouldn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
Hi Neil, do you remember how the Manchester City women's team first started?
I can give you chattering verse and spoil Gary James's brilliant book. Basically, it came about in a weird sort of way. I joined City in '86, and was one of the original members of staff of City in the Community, which of course was nothing then compared to what it is now. It's enormous and amazing that. And obviously one of the things we did as a community scheme, we wanted to get kids involved in football, we wanted to get disabilities, and we wanted to get women involved in football. And we used to run five-a-side competitions for businesses. The reason for that was twofold at the time. Number one, we wanted businesses to, we wanted to encourage, like I say, football for all, that was important. But also we wanted to encourage businesses to actually come and put money into City, because at the time, obviously in the mid-80s, we weren't exactly flush. So it was a way of sort of going, you know what, we'll put things on for you and make things fun for you, and hopefully you might sponsor a match ball, or you might sponsor a match, or so it was a little bit like making a few quid for the club as well. We've done a couple of male ones, and I came up with the bright idea of, next time, why don't we do it for women? Why don't we do a women's five-a-side companies for businesses tournament, which was laughed at, and it'll never work. There was one person that really backed it, that never gets credit, and I'm going to give that man credit in front of the cameras now. It was called Kevin Glennon, a gentleman called Kevin Glennon. He was the first ever Man City community manager, before Alex. Because Alex, obviously everybody knows Alex, everybody loves Alex, but actually Kevin was before Alex came in. And Kevin kind of went, you know what, Neil, give it a go, have a go, go on, do it, and see what happens. So, well, if we send out letters, no emails back then, obviously, if we send out letters to these businesses and nobody's interested, well, nobody's interested, but let's give it a go. So we did, and cutting a long story short, we got a full tournament. We got like 16 team, 20 team tournament, I can't remember what. Most of which, in fairness, were women that just came to play and have a bit of a laugh and weren't footballers. But the finalists, the two finalists, were brilliant. Both teams were really good teams. Both teams were like really good players. And at the end of it, I was kind of like, I was like, wow, I didn't realise women were that good, to be honest. So we got chatting to these girls, and these girls were all, we play for Woodley, we play for Red Star, we play for this club, we play for that club. And again, I was like, wow, I didn't realise there was that many women's clubs. So it got me thinking a little bit, maybe City should become involved in this. So I did a bit of digging, found out Oldham Athletic had a team, found out there was a lot of teams down south, Millwall had a team, found out there was a team in Liverpool called Leso that then became Liverpool, I think, either Liverpool or Everton, I'm not quite sure which. Found out all these little snippets, Doncaster Bells obviously, and thought, well, I think we should have a team. I think Man City should have a team. And we were the first, what you would class as a big club, first division club back then, Premier League club now, that had a women's team. So obviously my idea was to have a women's team, but first obviously you've got to get permission from the club. And again, the idea could be dead in the water straight away, and I can't stress this enough, how important Manchester City is to the women's game, even back then. Because it could have been dead in the water straight away. If I'd have walked into a club and said, can we set up a women's team, and they'd have gone, no. Because don't forget, women's football back then was pretty much laughed at and considered to be a bit of a joke. So I went to see Bernard Holford, God rest his soul, and said, can we set up a women's team? And he went, yeah, okay, if you want, yeah. What do you need? And I went, oh, nothing really. We need some kit at the beginning, we need some equipment. So he said, well, yeah, you know, crack on. Again, then you go to Tony Buck and Glenn Pardy, who run the youth team at the time, and Skip and Glyn, huge credit, because again, they could have gone, you know, go away, you know, we're busy. And they went, oh yeah, we'll sort your kit out, we'll get you a kit, we'll get you some balls, we'll get you some bibs, we'll get you some cones. Luckily, City had Black Lane as a venue, so I could book a pitch on Black Lane. And it basically went from there. But there's a lot of people along the way, Kevin Leonard, Bernard Alford, Tim Pardo, Tony Buck, that played that little part, albeit that little part, that could have said no, could have cut the idea dead in the water, and they didn't. And that gave us the stepping stones to set it up. So I went from there, did a few trials, and got hundreds of girls coming to the trials, and it just mushroomed. It was like November, late October, early November '88, and within the space of a couple of months we had 2 squads, and we're ready to take on the world. Yeah.
This isn't the first Manchester Manchester Women's Derby.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the first ever derby?
The first one's interesting, 1990, and it was early on in the season, and both teams went into the game actually unbeaten. We'd struggled a little bit to obviously join a new team joining the league. At first, it was a bit of a tough one, but we'd actually we'd started well. We'd become an established team. United, although they were called Man United, had nothing to do with the club whatsoever. The club didn't back them. To be fair, it was their team was just a bunch of girls that were United fans that called themselves Man United, that wore the United kit. But United actually didn't, like City had backed City women, City ladies at the time. City had backed them. City, you know, we were affiliated with the club. Man United weren't affiliated with Man United as a club. But credit where credit's due, their girls were, you know, in the same league, dedicated as much as we were. And so it was the first game. I think when the club talk about the game on Saturday being the first, you know, this is the first derby. I suppose it's the first derby in professional terms, but it's also the first derby where United as a club are actually part of Man United. So I can see the confusion, but the truth is that United back then never had a club. All the United teams previously to last year were not affiliated to the club. So, but having said all that, it was City v United. And a good percentage of our players were City fans. I'm a lifelong City fan. We all hate United. And the thought of playing United, beating United in the first ever competitive game was you know, unbelievable. So for us, forget 20,000, we had a couple of hundred fans watching, which by the way back then was a massive. We're talking about a massive crowd on Saturday. Back then, for amateur football, park football, getting a couple of hundred fans was huge. So we got that was like a capacity, you know, like massive attendance, capacity crowd if you like. And it was a massive game. The press obviously covered it. and it was a massive game, and I felt under considerable pressure as the manager to win the game. It was a big deal. And like I say, both teams were playing well, both teams were flying in the league, so it was, you know, a big 3 points on top of everything else as well. So what I remember about the game was the nerves, hugely nervous. I'd never seen the girls as bad before the game, and try to calm everybody down, including myself, to be fair, because I was like full of nervous energy and like, you know what I mean. So I remember really making a real effort to sort of look cool and calm and in control of the situation, like a manager should be, whilst my heart was going, you know, 10 to the dozen myself. We started well, took the lead. Rhoda Taylor scored the first goal.
You have to give a spoiler alert because he's going to tell us the result in a minute, aren't you?
Yeah. Do you want it?
No, that's a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, yeah.
30 years later.
Yeah. So Rhoda got the first one. They equalised, and then we nicked one just before our time with a proper scrappy goal, to be fair. Rachel O'Shaughnessy wasn't known for a goal scoring antiques. Hit a shot from the edge of the area, it took a massive deflection and went into the other corner. So we went in 2-1 up, and that gave us a massive boost. Anybody who's ever played football, watched football, knows if you score just before half time, changes the whole complexion of the game. Second half, we came out and blitzed and scored 2 more. Jenny Newton, Leslie Peters went 4-1 up. Now the interesting one for you here, Ray, is it was only obviously less than a year when we won, when we did the Main Road Massacre, the 5-1, when we battered them with all the local lads, and there was then a real buzz around the crowd, and people were starting chanting like, we want 5, because we could see this 5-1, we could see this beautiful, it's just similarities, and we're just going to win 5-1 like the men did. And there was this massive buzz, and we were all over them, we were battering them, and it did look that way, to be fair. And then, for whatever reason, whether the girls relaxed, took the foot off the pedal, we let them back in it for the last 10 minutes. They scored and then scored again 4-3. So we spent the last 5 minutes, and of course, complexion of the game changed again. United suddenly are in the ascendancy. They can smell an equaliser or even better. But anyway, cut the long story short, we hung on and beat them 4-3, and the scenes in the changing room afterwards, was brilliant. And for me, as a City fan who's always been brought up, they are the enemy. We hate them. To win that, to beat them, for the Blues to beat the Reds, I'm still buzzing about it. It's still one of the greatest days, certainly in my coaching career. Because we had to win that. We had to, like Saturday, we have to win that one.
I've got to say, I mean, we're Jenny and me are behind the cameras. We're buzzing as well. Massive smiles. Talking about anytime
City beat United.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, if you turn around to me and said, by the way, there's a Tiddlywinks competition, City versus United, I'd be like, let's stick my blue shirt on and let's go. Let's do this. Let's beat them, because we want to beat them. It doesn't matter what you're playing against them, you want to beat them. And especially was it the first one. It's the first one, and you've got to win the first one.
It's history.
Yeah, it's history. Of course it is, yeah.
I thought we didn't have any. I thought we didn't have any.
Yeah, go. So who knew? Well, going back to history, I mean, what's important again, when we relaunched in 2014, everybody's like, City are a new club. And I used to sit there going, hang on, City predate Everton, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, all these supposedly big women's clubs. We predate all that. We're 30 odd years old. You know what I mean? No, we were the first major club to have a women's team. So you hear all this, like, you're sick of hearing, aren't we? We haven't any history. The men's team only started when the takeover happened, when the Sheik came in, and the women's team only happened 5 years ago, when the Abu Dhabi group put money into the women's. Nonsense. We have massive history. So and that's a big part of our history. That 30 years ago, we won the first derby.
Reading the book.
We just started reading the book. Yeah. Which, by the way, Gary's
Gary
book.
James.
Oh,
give him a quick plug.
Gary James's book. Oh wow, wow.
It's a big
Yeah,
book.
it's a massive. I mean, there's a book. I mean, anybody sitting here who's not a City fan, who might be a United fan, who might be a Chelsea fan, or like, read it for the history of women's football. You know what I mean? It's not just about City. It tells a tale of women's football. To be honest with you. You know what I mean? That people probably didn't know.
We need to charge Gary a tenner for that book.
Yeah. I'll make sure that we get money.
Do you think that the women's game will ever equal the men's in terms of support and sponsorship, or is that a wrong comparison to make?
Yeah, first and foremost, if you'd have said to me 30 years ago, will it be ever? People have asked me, did you ever think it'd be professional? And I went, no, not a chance. I could only ever envisage women's football being at very best, semi-pro. You know, maybe they might get like a national league, not even a national league level, Evo Stick League level or something like that. That was the best I could ever see women's football going. So, had you have asked me that 30 years ago, I'd have said that wouldn't happen, and it's happening. Had you have asked me 5 years ago whether there'd be 20,000 at the Etihad, I'd have said no. So, I'm reluctant to sit here now and go, nah, no chance. Because, you know what, who knows? In honesty, do I think it'll happen? If you're asking me opinion, no, I don't. I don't think it'll ever reach the men's levels for attendances, for pay, for sponsorship, for TV. No, I don't think it ever will. But equally, I don't quite get why people make that comparison. I don't understand that. I have yet to hear anybody go, hey, tell you what, Flojo was a great runner. She wasn't as good as Usain Bolt, was she? And, Venus Williams is an amazing tennis player. But she'd never beat Federer, would she? Because the class is greats in their own right, in their own sport. Women's football isn't the same as men's football. No. But then women's tennis isn't the same as men's tennis, and women's golf isn't the same as men's golf. Yeah. That doesn't make it any better or worse. It's a different sport. It's basic biology.
Yeah.
You can't compare. You can't say, oh, she's not as fast as the fastest male runner. Well, no, because she's a woman. That isn't sexism. That isn't anything. It's just basic, box standard biology. So why people come and expect the same game? I have yet to understand it, because, like I say, you wouldn't go to Wimbledon and expect the same game of tennis from the women's final to the men's final. It's different. And enjoy it as a different game. Enjoy it as a game of football,
well, it's like
but in
football.
a different way.
I watch Man City men and women.
Yeah.
And I enjoy watching both games, but they are totally different games.
It's different. It's the same game. It's the same rules. It's the same laws of the game, and blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it is different. But
Different
treat them,
styles.
a different style. But treat them with the respect that they is. Steph Horton is commanding a centre half as Vincent Kompany.
Yes.
No, but she is as a woman. You know what I mean? But you don't look at her and go, well, she's not as good as Vincent, or Ellen White's not as good as Sergio. It's just a ridiculous comparison to make. So why people do that, I don't know. Because people go, you get people go to the women's game the first time and go, I want as good as the men's. No, but why would you even consider? Why would you think it would be?
Yeah.
Why would you think it's the same? And like I say, it's the only sport that people do that. It's bizarre. Nobody does it for rugby. Nobody does it for any other sport. But it's bizarre. You do it for football. Oh well, they're not as good as the men.
There's a lot of bizarre things that go on in football.
Well, football's it's very weird at times, to be honest with you. But it proper does me head in. And it used to happen 30 years ago. I'd say to people that women can't play. Come and watch them play. Come and watch them play, and then tell me they can't play.
I've had this argument.
Do you know what I mean? And then they'll come and watch them play. Yeah, all right, yeah, they can play, but they're not as good as the men. No, they're not. But why would you expect them to be? Do you know what I mean? So, they should. I love now the fact that I've got a 7-year-old daughter who comes a season ticket holder for the men and comes and watches the women as well. And that she has got now her heroes can be Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo, David, all them. But equally, she's got heroes in Georgia Stanley, and she's got a hero in Steph Morton, and she's got a hero in Jill Scott. And she's now got a female so she can look up to and go, you know what, they're they're the sort of people, they're the sort of person that I want to be. Do you know what I mean? And she now has an opportunity to say, do you know what, if I really want to play football for a living, I can do that now.
Yeah.
And 30 years ago, yeah, they never would dream that. And
That's
I think
it.
that's a massive thrill for me.
It has given the girls a dream now to aspire to be Steph Orton
and even further. And when Lily's obviously 7 now, you know, when in 10 years time when Lily's 17 and stuff like that, again, like we said, what's happening in 5 years? Well, what's going to happen in 5 years? By the time she's 12, I'm sure there'll be more massive strides. There'll be even bigger players, you know. And then when she's 18, in 5 years after that, there'll be even bigger players. And it's nice to really, for me as a father of a daughter, to be able to think, you know, she could, if she wants to do it, if she wants to aspire to it, if she's good enough, that she could play for City, she could be a professional footballer.
I know
and
the supporters club are sponsoring an under-11s team.
Yes.
Which is really good because it brings them.
It brings them, and what I'm seeing an awful lot in just coaching in schools and being part of schools is so many more girls wanting to take part. So much, the participation levels is growing and growing and growing.
It's like I was never allowed.
Other people, girls weren't allowed, and the ones that were seen as a bit of a joke. You know, and still to this day, you know, I'll do a football tournament with kids, and if a girl's playing, it's like, oh, a girl's playing. You know what I mean? It's a girl's playing. And I always say, do you know what? If she's playing, bet you any money she's better than all the lads. You know, if she's 8, 9, 10 years old, generally she's better because she has to be. Yeah, the girl has to be that bit better to get respect, and you know what I mean. So I think the way women's football's gone and it's going even, it's just. I'm proud. I'm very proud. I'm a very proud man. It's only come to light in the last few years where I've never really thought about it. Like, you know, people have sort of said like, "Wow, what you did," and I've never really thought about that. But I'm so proud that in that little way that I played a little part to get this going. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't call it a little part.
Well, you know, it is to me, but others have said, you know what? It's not for me to say, you know, what I've done. But I think back 30 years, and I think, like, you know what? We've come a long way with women's football, with women's equality. You know, my niece plays rugby, is in England set up for rugby. You know, she's 18 years old, she's playing like rugby, women's rugby. Brilliant. I've got a pal that's a professional boxer. You know, Stacey, who's a professional boxer. Brilliant. You know, now we're getting to a point where women are being treated as equal, and I'm delighted that that's happened, and I'm delighted that in that little way that I played a little bit of a part in that, certainly in football wise. So I think you know what's happening on Saturday is, like I say, it's another stepping stone, another thing that's gonna. You know, I can't wait to take Lily here on Saturday, and for her to sort of go, right, we'll call the people, because she's obviously been to the mini stadium, the academy stadium, and seeing like the crowds, and I can't wait for her to see. And I'm not, you know what? Funny enough, I've not told her that there's going to be a big crowd. I've not even told her it's in the main stadium. I don't think actually, and I don't think I will. I just wanted to go and go, whoa. You know what I mean?
I think you will.
You said before, like, you played a Manchester United team who weren't affiliated with the club. They've been quite late coming to this party, I suppose you could say. Do you know why that is?
I don't know why. That's just my assumption, and it might be a bit of an anti-United assumption at that. But listen, United have always been good at sort of like the financial side of the game. They've always been. I mean, to be fair, years ago they were way ahead of everybody else, knowing how to market things, how to the commercial side of it, and things like that. And for me, I think, quite frankly, it wasn't financially viable. It wasn't important. It was, you know. I think United always were like, will it make money? And if you don't make money, what's the point? And so I think that basically that was it. I think if they were truthful, that was it. It wasn't making money. It wasn't worth it. And I think now they can see that it might start making money and it is worth it. And I think also now they realise that you have got to get women involved and girls involved. And the game's changed. You know, we've come a long way from the olden days where it was just blokes stood on the terrace with a fag in their mouth and stuff like that. You know, it's all seated now and families are coming, and my 7-year-old daughter can come to a match now, and I'd never have brought her 30 years ago. I wouldn't have taken a 7-year-old kid to a match, you know what I mean? So you know, the game's changed as a whole, and I think United have cottoned on to that you know, they have to encourage women into the game. Don't forget, to be fair to United, they did, God, that's hard to say, to be fair to United. Don't forget, they did have a girls section, they did have a sort of a youth section. So it was always a bit bizarre that they had this youth section, but like nowhere for these girls came from their youth section, and it was quite good. They, you know, their youth policy was quite good, but it was a bit bizarre, wasn't it? You're gonna have up to 16 and then with nothing at the end of it.
Well, 16, you had to find a club.
I had to go and find a club, and then City went, oh, nice one, thanks for doing all your work. We'll have your players. So it was bizarre, you know, and I don't quite get why they didn't do it for so long, to be fair.
Ella Toon was one of them.
Ella Toon, yeah, she was, yeah. There's a number of them, to be fair.
Is he Christian?
Is he Christian too? Yeah, there was. I mean, the whole thing was a bit daft, really, to be fair. But I think it was just money. There's no money in it. I also think they started to get a little bit of pressure from the media. You know, and United, again, media savvy, have always been media savvy, to be fair. And I think United looked at it, and the media was starting going, hang on, Everton have got a team, Liverpool have got a team, City have got a team, Chelsea have got a team. So all the big teams have got a team, and you haven't. And you're supposed to be, inverted commas, the world's biggest football club, as you tell us. That myth, you know. So if you are this big club, this great club, and everybody else has got a women's football team, why aren't you? Yeah. And I think Phil Neville put them under, but when Phil Neville got the England manager's job, he put them under a bit of pressure as well, saying, you know what, it's a joke that you haven't. So I think number one, financially, they thought they wouldn't make any money out of it, so what's the point? And number two, I think they were put under pressure by the media and such, and kind of forced into a corner a little bit.
And last of all, how do you see the game going on Saturday?
Ooh, now you're doing you're asking me to a derby. I hate making predictions about derbies because I always think, no matter how good City are, not even the last few years, no matter how good City were, I always think it's derby day, we'll get beat here. We'll get beat. United could be bottom of the league and City could be top, and I still think we'll get beat here. So I always like, I hate derby. I've got to say at this point I hate derbies, and the thought of having 2 more women's derbies, or actually it's going to be 3 at least, in the Interconti Cup. So that's great, thanks for that. We're going to have like more derbies on the cards and more time where I'm going to be upsetting myself. Do I think we'll win? Yes, I think we'll win. I think we'll just have that bit too much for him, and we should, to be fair, because they are a newly promoted team, you know, so we should have a bit too much for him.
Yeah, I mean, they've smashed Division 1, didn't they?
Yeah, but to be fair, you know, they should have smashed Division 1 with the resources and the players, and Casey Stone's done a good job, obviously, you know, but you know, with the players they've got, they should have smashed it. But can them players step up to this next level? Well, we'll see, but I think we should have enough. Let's get it right. We're not just a WSL team. We're an established WSL team, and we're one of the best WSL teams. You know what I mean? Arguably, you know, us and Arsenal obviously last year were neck and neck, weren't we? So they're not just coming against like a Reading or a Birmingham. They're coming up against one of the best ones. So City should have enough. What I will say, again, I was always conscious back then of when we were representing Man City, but we weren't just representing Man City, we were representing the women's game as a whole. And I was always conscious that whenever back in the day when we were invited to do things like TV programmes, or there was a touring Australian team that came over and we played them, because they wanted to play. They didn't want to play like just a normal team. They wanted to play Manchester City. So I was very aware at the time of representing Manchester City as a club, but also Manchester, the women's game as a whole. And I think what I really want on Saturday, as bizarre as it might seem, and it might be the only time ever that I will say that I don't want us to batter Man United. I don't on Saturday. I don't want us to batter them. I don't want it to be a 6-0 or a 7-0 because I don't think that'd be good for the women's game. I think what'd be good for the women's game is a really good game, hopefully high scoring. Another 4-3 would be lovely. But you get what I'm saying? Simply because I think if you've got 20,000 there and people watching on TV, if it's a great game and it's high scoring, people will come back. And I think that's dead important. Whoever you support, I think we all want people to come back. If it's a dour 0-0 or a 1-0,
if there is like the 30,000 that possibly maybe more, but then it's also being shown on TV, so you've got them TV fans.
Exactly.
And the more that the more that people that see the game and enjoy the game, the more chances.
Well, and people are going to tune in. Number one, it's a derby. It's the first derby, the first professional derby. Number two, it's the first time at the size of a game at the Etihad. So there's all these first. So I think it's dead important for the good of the game that it's a great game.
Because there's also, I mean, not forgetting that Chelsea and Tottenham play the following day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they play in at Stamford
So
Bridge.
I'd take a 3-2 over the fourth. I mean, as long as we beat them 6-0 next time, I don't care now. Then we can go beat them 6-0 every time.
6-0 at Leeds.
Personally, I mean, I'd like it to be 2-1 going into the last 5 minutes, 2-1 to City.
Yeah.
And then we score 3 more goals, and then we do batter them 5-1.
You know what, I'll take that then. I'll take that. That's a good idea. He's better than me. Clever than me. Yeah, that. But yeah, it needs to be. It needs to be a good game.
A bit of spice to it.
Bit of spice to it. Yeah.
Needs to be a City win,
but a good game.
A good game that'll bring.
But I do think it's dead important for us as well to win it, not just because I'm a City fan. But I think it's important that we win it as well. But I do hope it's a good game. I'm dreading like a 0-0 or a 1-0.
I won't be 0-0. I'll guarantee.
I don't think it will. No. But I'm hoping it's a good game. There's goals. There's great goals, and another Georgie Stanway screamer like the other night. I mean, what a goal, by the way. I want that. I want that as
I'm not even sure if we've got a substitute goalkeeper yet, have we?
Well, we've only signed it.
Karima.
Did we sign him?
Yesterday, didn't we?
Karima from Paris FC yesterday.
Yeah.
I know he was talking the other night.
Benema.
Well, that's brilliant. You know what I mean? Hey, that's not a bad debut, is it? She'll be like that. Whoa, is this what it's like?
Absolutely.
But so that's City win, but a good game, please.
Fantastic, guys. Thanks ever so much to Neil Mather. I've got to repeat, first ever coach for Man City ladies as it was then. He formed the women's team, and even though he says he didn't, he had a decent enough career that a lot of us as a professional footballer that a lot of us would have been jealous of. So it might have just been Accrington Stanley.
But it was still.
But it was exactly.
All the giants of the game.
Hey, Stockport play some good games.
Anyway, so that's it. So guys, let us know in the comment section below what you think of the upcoming Manchester derby, what you think the score predictions will be, and how you want the game to go, and how much you're looking forward to what's going to be, I hope, a magnificent spectacle on Saturday. Thanks ever so much, Neil.
Cheers, thanks.